boss, good old TJ.
Needle Squad and Kai Brian's back, another Mortal Kombat 11 video. And yes sir, today for you guys we have some more information regarding the story mode, online matchmaking, Jackie Briggs, etc. So man, without further ado, man, let's just hop right into this. We're not even gonna dilly-dally with any of this. So first thing to get into is this right here. It says the game revolves a lot around the manipulation of time, and while on that topic, how long will the game or the story mode take to play through? And then the response to that is, I can roughly estimate how long the cinematics and everything are, but I can't tell you exactly how long the story mode will be. We did, however, learn from a representative that the story mode is looking to be around 8 hours long. So right there, I was kind of actually wondering that myself, just, you know, after making some of these videos, like how long the story mode will be with the whole thing with Chronica, time bending, people seeing their other selves, interacting with their other selves, like Johnny Cage, old Johnny Cage from the original timeline to the new timeline, interacting with each other and stuff like that. So with all this stuff going on and all these realms going against each other and stuff like that, it's going to be around 8 hours long. So that is a pretty good time of playing through this game. So I will be actually doing playthroughs on YouTube and putting it out like that, like part 1, part 2, part 3 or whatever. So that's good to know that that's actually going to be a lot of content or whatever. So that's good to know. So let's actually move on to the next thing. So it says, how do you juggle a 25 character storyline? So it's gonna be 25 total characters storyline. Okay, so it says, very carefully, in the storyline, we try to make sure that we give everybody a star turn, which is good. That's actually really, really good that they say that, because some people, like some of the combat kids, like on Mortal Kombat X, they were, they would be there, but they wouldn't really just get their shine. Like Cassie got her shine, Takeda a little bit got his shine, like it was like a little smidge, but like Kung Jin and Jackie really want to flesh out his character. So it's good to know that everybody's going to be able to shine. So it says, if possible. Unfortunately, the nature of the story is, if you look at the graph of how much screen time everybody gets, their sliding scale of core stars getting the most, and then gradually going down from there. So I mean, so maybe not then for the whole situation then. Okay, that's where the introduction of our into feature. Okay, it's weird. Which started back in Mortal Kombat X, evolved through Injustice, and now to MK11, which really helped out because it let us fill out the presence of those characters that don't get a ton of screen time in the story. So like I was saying, so like I was just mentioning like Mortal Kombat X with the combat kids, Jackie and Kung Jin really not getting fleshed out. Some of them type of characters actually gonna be able to get fleshed out in the story mode, which kind of makes sense, because like with the whole time bending aspect, stuff like that, it's a lot of stuff that's going to be going on in this whole story mode with Earthrealm, Outworld, DD, and just etc. There's just going to be so much stuff going on. But it continues. It says, those introductions let players learn more about their personalities and why they fight. Also, what we've done for individual characters or players, we're continuing where we started in Injustice 2, where those little story vignettes. I'm so sorry. Are told in first person about the person you're playing when you defeat the boss of the game. That allows the story of those characters to become much more meaningful and adds a ton of layers to peel back, if you will, off the onion of who they are. So basically that ending right there is saying like, okay, so you play as this character, but you know why they fight, you know, and their purpose for fighting and just etc. like that. So that's actually pretty good to know that you won't just be playing with like a hollow character. You're actually going to be knowing their reasoning for fighting and like knowing like their character development and things like that throughout the story. So that's actually really, really good. That's really excited for that, because Injustice 2 really did do wonders with that. Okay, so on to the next thing. It says, how has Mortal Kombat evolved with the Mortal Kombat 11? So the answer to that the person gives is, the biggest theme in terms of the evolution of the presentation of it over the past few games that our studio has released, the characters look better than ever. The environments look better than ever, which they do, and certainly from a performance standpoint, the work our character team has done to improve the expressiveness of the characters and what they can do has just made it that much easier for our fans to get in and emotionally relate to the characters in the story. That has allowed us to write things into the story in terms of performance that perhaps we would have passed on it before because the characters simply weren't able to do it. But now that we've gone advanced with this technology, they are almost more human than human, and we can really do some interesting things with it. So basically, is with how technology has progressed throughout, our lifetime. From back then with the regular Mortal Kombat, how it was just like story with just text with an image. Now we got to the point where now these story modes looking like basically movies that we're playing. So like how Marvel got the like cinematic universe and stuff like that with like Captain America and things like that. And just basically now with technology, you can basically make that type of environment in the game. So that's how Mortal Kombat is looking right now. It's looking really, really crisp and look really, really crazy with that whole story mode trailer. Like I said, I can't wait to actually get my hands on it and just play it. Okay guys, so moving on to the next thing. It says where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the limit on how brutal this game can be? Is there a limit at all? Okay, so then they go into saying, I think their functionality is a limit. I can't give a specific example off the top of my head, but I know that we've had conversations where someone has gone, is that too much? And we just collectively agreed that yeah, it is indeed too much, and then dial it back and change it if it works. So that's crazy. Even NetherRealm Studios, Mortal Kombat creators, they even say themselves like some of this stuff they even had in the works was even probably too brutal, too gruesome to where they didn't even want to bring it out into the game. So that's crazy to even think that Mortal Kombat has like a limit, you know what I'm saying, to their game, to their content in the game. Because like I say, they made Injustice, but Injustice is a superhero game, so superhero games, they really not gonna want to do too much with that type of stuff like that, which makes sense. But with this, I'm surprised that they actually would scale it back to saying, oh, it's too much, or something like that of that nature. But that is interesting though, to just think that even NetherRealm Studios has like, they even got like that whole, oh no, that's probably too much even for this game, let's kind of scale it back. So that's actually pretty interesting hearing that from the guys there at NetherRealm. Okay, so now the next thing we have is that for new players or for the button matches out there, playing online can be daunting at times. How are you balancing the online mode regarding players of lesser knowledge of the game and this combo system? So basically, even before we even get into this, it's basically gonna be talking about like people that just spam buttons and stuff like that, don't know what they're doing, like they're new to the game or something like that. It's basically asking, so how is people gonna fit into the game knowing that if they play like that? So let's see what the guys have to say over there at NetherRealm. So it says, naturally our games, we always try to cater to both the casual players as well as the more hardcore players, and we are implementing matchmaking systems to get players matched against players of their own skill rank, which is good. Hopefully we'll see how that works once we do the stress test in the closed beta later on this month. We will also have something coming that basically is a visual that tells players that, okay, that's my ranking and that's that player that I'm playing against. We want to make sure that you're in this window of this is who you should be playing with. Of course, we still have different modes. We still have different modes too, some of which are more casual. So we're always making sure that we have the balance between that hardcore and the casual player, which I can kind of understand and kind of see what they're talking about, because like I say, back in Mortal Kombat X, or even Injustice 2, I think it was pretty good as well with it, but Mortal Kombat X, I have more time with playing X. I really didn't play Injustice 2 a lot. I had the game, but I didn't play a lot online and stuff like that. But Mortal Kombat X, they did have it to where like you will be playing, like you'll start off, you'll play oh, this guy has this many wins, or this guy's around this type of win rate and stuff like that. So it actually was pretty good. So most likely they'll be toning that out, and it'll be, you know, getting to that point where if you're winning a lot, then you're going to be going against people that, you know, in that rank. Or if you're losing a lot or you're not doing too well, then you'll be going against people around that skill rank. So that's actually really, really good as well, like, for this game. So I mean, it seems like they're doing everything in their power to make this like one of the best fighting games of this era. So that's good to know. And for our last and final screenshot, guys, it says, so you guys have talked a lot about trying to make the Mortal Kombat 11 the same game on all platforms. Do you think that this is a reasonable goal now? Haven't seen it almost being finished, and would cross-platform be possible from a technical standpoint? I'm really interested to see this. Great questions. I think that the game is going to be fabulous on all platforms. Absolutely, the Switch version is the one I'm probably most excited about and look most forward to, because I just love handhelds. I'm on planes a lot and things like that, so it's going to be nice to have a version. I think it's going to be awesome. When it comes to cross-platform, I feel that if there's a studio not thinking about cross-platform at this time, they're not thinking about the future, which is so true. And it's only really because of Sony right now that a lot of us aren't playing cross-platforms, which I still don't understand why they don't want to do that, because it's so much money in making that. That doesn't make sense to me. But anywho, I feel as if there's the studio. Oh, I'm sorry, I already heard that. It's definitely something that we're thinking about. It's not something we're implementing or working on currently, but the idea of having it, I think that every game should have it, or at least work towards it. So, like I say, guys, that does actually end it off with the whole, all of the screenshots and everything like that, showing you about what this person was talking about with the whole situation of talking about this whole story mode and just everything in general and stuff like that. So, like I say, and I appreciate you guys seeing also as well with Jackie Briggs. Jackie Briggs was actually in the trailer herself. She did a fatality on, I think it was Aaron Black, and you seen their character model, stuff like that. I actually might put a thing on the screen towards the end of this video as well. But before I actually end off on this video, guys, there's gonna be videos all around us, like it's gonna be like a couple videos around us, and also as well, if you're new, subscribe, because it's gonna be there as well. Just if you want to click on anything on your screen right now, you can go to another video and enjoy the content. But ready to get into the nitty-gritty of this thing, the online play and stuff like that. They're supposed to be getting that together. It's gonna be about 8 hours of playtime for the story mode. Cross-platform, they want to do it, but don't know if they're gonna do it. So I mean, it's interesting, but we'll just have to see once we get to that point and get to that area. So we just really don't know. But like I say, guys, I'm not gonna want to ramble on too much longer. I pretty much already got a lot of everything out already as far as information, stuff like that regarding the story mode, things of that nature, so you guys will know. So like, share, and subscribe on this video. Subscribe if you're new, like the video, share the video, support, and hit that bell so you can be notified every time I make a video. We went and I'm out. Peace.